Alright, let's start with a quote from George Orwell. Serious sport has nothing to do with fair play. It's bound up with hatred, jealousy, and boastfulness, disregard of all rules, and sadistic pleasures in witnessing violence. In other words, it is war without shooting. End quote. I'm not sure what George had in mind when he said serious sport. I grew up watching football, playing it. I still follow my home city, though I don't really get the chance to go to the games anymore, simply because I live 90 miles away. I played as well as a kid, from under 11s to under 14s. I was never involved in any violence. I had a lot of fun, to be honest, yeah. I think in some ways it was good for my self-esteem, and you learn the importance of playing as a team, getting along with others, respect for the rules of the game, but also it's about competition. The goal is to defeat the opposition. Cooperation and competition are going on side by side, of course. I always got the feeling that the adults were taking it more seriously than we were. Even 12-year-old me was aware, even back then, yeah. But yeah, we love our footy or soccer over here in the UK. It's not only the national game, it's also the global game, isn't it? And like many other sports, it's big business. Supporters lament the commercialisation of their beloved game. It's not a game of the people anymore, I hear many say. I can see where they're coming from. So, for me, football is serious sport, as is tennis, running, long jumping, javelin, badminton, squash, cycling, etc. And none of these activities are inherently violent. Fair play, being honourable, these are important to me as they are to many others, but yeah, it's clear that sporting competition can bring out the worst in some people. For some, it's all about winning, and everything else is just a footnote. I have witnessed violence as a spectator at several football matches. Yeah. It can get very partisan, old rivalries. Many take sport too seriously. Yeah. But the thing is, for some, I honestly think that going to the football is like some sort of therapy session. A place where, mostly men, can shout and swear and cheer and sing and dance and celebrate, and yeah, they don't really get the chance to do this anywhere else. A lot of blokes. On the subject of violent sports, boxing, wrestling, NFL, rugby and the like, games involving excessive force, involving, let's be real, folks beating the shit out of each other for the crowd's enjoyment. That many human beings have a bloodlust and do derive sadistic pleasure in witnessing brutality and carnage, this can't be denied. The dangers to participants is well publicised. Some have called on certain sports to be banned. Back in the day, when I say back in the day, I mean thousands of years ago, what was the purpose of sport? It was about training for the military, right? Honing, developing, sharpening skills which might come in handy in a battle, in a war. You know. This is not really the case today, when parents might encourage little Johnny to go and play basketball with his mates. One should not underestimate the influence that sport has on communities and on young, impressionable minds. It can very much be a force for good, bringing people together, sometimes raising folks out of poverty, but it can be a destructive force. Yeah, for sure. Personally, I have no interest in things like boxing or rugby. I do live in Wales, though. Many Welsh love their rugger for sure. Yeah, it's part of the culture. Yeah. I often overhear the lads at work talking about the latest boxing bout they saw on TV. The enthusiasm in which they describe the punches or the decisive blow, the language itself they use when getting all excited and animated is very militaristic, whether they're aware of it or not. It's not just violence and bloodshed which people are drawn to as a spectacle, though, is it? It's tension, it's the drama, and the clash of egos, dare I say. Not everyone is drawn to the drama and carnage, but enough are. Violent sports are popular. Yeah. It's well to remember, though, people's lives have been destroyed by some sports, and brain damage leading to eventual death seems to be more common in violent sports, which should come as no surprise, surely. Chronic traumatic brain injury happens in as many as 1/5 of professional fighters, I believe. That is to say, boxers. Yeah. A scary statistic. Anyway, feel free to have your say in the comments section, folks, and on that, I will bid you all a good day. All the best.